to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam
of Bari-Bestiez.
Whether you're pre-op, post-op, or somewhere in between,
We are here to support you with honest conversations, expert insights, and a whole lot of love.
from mindset to meal prep, stalls to success stories, no topic is off the table.
Pull up a seat at the Besties table. Let's reclaim our health, rewrite our stories, and rise together.
This is your journey, and we are in it every step of the way.
While we are not medical professionals, we offer valuable insights drawn from our personal experience and professional education to support our besties.
Remember,
we are stronger together. So what are we talking about this week?
The first 30 days after
Raw.
surgery,
Wow.
raw and real.
Absolutely. So one thing I would probably talk about is it's been 3 years for both of us,
Yes.
almost 3.5 for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I will promise you the pain is short-lived. The
It is.
fatigue, which I know you're experiencing if you're within that first 30 days, it's there, it's strong, but
It's normal.
and it will pass. You know, one of the things that we always say is to take every day as a new day. Take it step at a time, to be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace.
It's a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
No journey's the same.
No.
How about incision care?
Oh, yeah.
That is really important. Keep it clean, keep it dry. I remember the first week or so, you have those like
Oh, yeah. They have the little
the glue.
yeah, the glue.
Yeah.
And some people do react to the glue, so be mindful of that.
Yes.
If you have an allergic reaction, you get a lot of red around it, all you have to do is call your doctor. Don't post on Bari-Bestiez, because they're not doctors. You need to call somebody because you could be having an allergic reaction. A lot of people don't realize that they have an allergy to the tape or even the latex until after surgery.
And don't peel the glue straight
Yes,
off.
please do not.
Do not.
I remember that because I remember going, oh, look. And my husband's like, the doctor said don't peel that. I said, well, he didn't tell me that. He goes, you were high as hell. Because you couldn't remember your name at that point.
Oh my goodness. How about regrets, like those
Oh, wow.
second guessing yourself, thinking,
Oh my
goodness,
God,
what I do?
What did I do? How am I going to get through this? How am I going to ever be normal? Will I ever be able to eat anything really again?
We're still not normal.
No, we're not. We've never been normal. Thank God for that, right? Why be like everybody
Normal's
else?
boring.
It is. We're not boring. The other thing is to not compare yourself. So if you have somebody else that's just had surgery, and maybe they have a higher pain tolerance, like I have a high pain tolerance. So someone who may have just had surgery is really hurting where you're not. Be easy with them and don't think, well, I must be amazing because I'm not having any pain.
Yeah.
Be
Give
careful what
everyone
you
grace.
ask for.
It will happen.
Yeah, it will happen sooner or later. What about walking? What were some of the main reasons for walking right after surgery? Because you just had major surgery.
First off, you want to prevent blood clots.
Mm-hmm.
So every 2 to 3 hours, you want to get up and do some type of movement. I remember getting up and walking down the hallway, turning around and coming back, or walking around the kitchen.
I used to walk around the living room, and my grandmother, who had passed away a few years ago, I still have her walker. So my husband went out in the shed and he got her walker.
Oh, that was smart.
And
yeah.
I walked around with her walker. Then I graduated to the cane, and then I went to nothing. And it just gave me a little extra support because I was 344 pounds, and my balance was off. And you know, you're drugged a little bit for that first week or two.
Oh,
so
yeah. You definitely feel different.
if you don't have something like that, make sure you're holding a wall when you walk or something. Give yourself something to hold on to because again, your balance is going to be off a little bit.
I used the walking sticks like I use for hiking now.
Yeah, that's
I
a
used
great
one of
idea.
those. Yeah, I remember walking the first time I walked to the mailbox.
Oh yeah,
I just had to go down like 2 steps,
I remember.
and those steps were so frightening because you know, being a larger person, at 364 pounds, my balance sucked. It was not good. So
And you really don't have a rail to hold, as in when you're going
That's
down.
right.
You have it up here.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was still pretty fresh with being a stroke
So you also have
survivor, so I still had that.
Yeah.
And so I remember going down those steps. It was so frightening because I still felt top heavy, and I think I had already dropped 20 pounds before I had surgery, and then I dropped. I think it was something like 15 to 20 pounds within that first week.
No, not everybody will do that.
No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. No, because again, it's just
the bigger you are,
the faster you'll lose the weight.
And the harder you fall. No, I'm kidding.
You're not wrong. But also, the bigger you are, the more weight you're going to lose overall. Yes. As long as you stick to the plan. Yeah.
Those first 25, 30 pounds with me, I think was probably just water, basically. My body going...
They do say that. But it's also the weight of your stomach that he just took out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think about it. Yeah. How big your stomach is.
I wonder if that's in the surgical notes anywhere. Like,
I've got pictures. Yes. Remember, I went and got my pictures? He wouldn't let me download them, but I went up to his computer and I took pictures of my pictures.
Does it say how much the stomach weighs?
I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember exactly.
Now I want to know. I have to find out.
I think it was like 8 or 10 pounds is what it was, or something like that.
The human head weighs 8 pounds.
And that's after, right? And that's after having a 2-week liquid diet prior to it.
Yes. And
doing the liver shrinking and all that
liver
stuff.
shrinking diet did it.
Okay, so I know we're talking about the first 30 days, but let's back it up maybe 2 weeks. We are swirling a little bit, but I think this is good information for not only the people that just had surgery, but the people getting ready to have it. That you're going to think you just can't make it. That first 2 weeks where, oh my God, all I'm drinking is liquid. How am I going to make it?
You're going to hate everybody.
You're going to hate everybody, everything. If your husband or wife eats something that you want, or it's more than just liquid, you're going to be mad at them. You're going to be mad. I prepared my husband for how mad I was going to be. I said, you know how I get when I'm hangry? I said, I'm going to be starving. Now, let's be honest. I was 344 pounds. My body was not starving. It takes a lot longer to actually go to starving, but it's a mental game more than anything. So my husband was really nice. He would go downstairs to eat a full meal where he would just sit here and drink. He was trying to be kind, but not everybody has that opportunity either.
True.
So just, you will make it. You will get through this.
You will.
So one thing I wanted to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just said, I don't know what I said. What did I say? Do you guys know?
Menopause brain. So, and also I interrupted. My apologies. So let's go through the weeks, the first 30 days, and kind of go through the different stages as best as we can remember, I think. So week 1, what are some things?
I can't remember what I said 2 minutes ago. You want me to remember 3.5 years ago? Okay, so I can remember this better. Week 1, rest and recover.
It's priority 1.
Priority number 1. You have to give your body rest, and you have to be patient. You will recover. Trust me. Take care of your body.
And think about it this way. You just had stomach surgery. Every movement you make engages your stomach. So even though on the outside it doesn't look like a major surgery, you just had your stomach cut.
Yes.
Okay? Give yourself time to heal, time to rest.
And all those tiny little incisions all around the muscle. And they had to move things out of the way in order to get to it.
That liver got moved.
The liver got moved, yeah.
What about, if I remember correctly, I had that one incision that pulled constantly. Every time I moved, it pulled with me.
Yes.
It was. I think it was the one on the right.
The one where they pulled everything out of.
Exactly. It's the one that
they had
stretched.
the most work.
Yes.
And it was probably about maybe
it's like an inch and a half. Yeah.
That had the most work. Had bruising around it. I have pictures of my incisions, and it's like this green and purple, and it was horrible.
Oh yeah, and I can remember hearing people go, "What is this bruise from?" I'm like, "Girlfriend, you just had 5 holes put in your body and your stomach cut out. There's gonna be bruising." Like, it happens,
Oh yeah.
What about what you ate or drank that first week?
The first week was just really staying hydrated. Sip, sip, sip. You want to make sure. Let's see. What are some of the things you did? It's a clear liquid diet.
Yeah, everything. You had to be able to see through it. So it was flavored water if you could see through it. So it had to be clear. But the big thing I did was that
Gatorade Zero,
and I added protein packets to it.
Oh, okay.
But the other thing is they have the clear protein. I'm trying to remember the brand.
Was it protein water?
Yes, it was the protein water. Now I will tell you, some people are the taste.
I don't like the taste of that, but
I don't either.
It.
But you do it to get your protein. Just remember, it's not about enjoying the food at this point, enjoying the taste. It's about, I hate to use the word surviving, but you're just trying to thrive and heal.
Medicine cup.
Yes.
Yeah, those little tiny medicine cups.
I asked for a sleeve of them before I left
That's
the
what-
hospital.
Yeah, me too.
They'll
I
charge your
remember
insurance.
when I was still in the hospital, the nurse came in and I had like 30 of them
Yep.
lined up.
Yep. I asked for a sleeve.
And I just had it filled with I had the glacier cherry.
Yes.
It looks
The zero.
milky.
Yeah,
like.
it's like a
Yeah.
cloudy water.
Yes. I had it filled up, and every 15 minutes I would sip on one,
Mhm.
and
they're
that's
about
I
what,
did.
an ounce to 2 ounces, something like that.
They are 2. Is it 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons?
Oh, you're talking about the actual
The
medicine
actual
cup.
medicine cup is what I
Oh,
had.
yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking. I was actually
Yes.
using the 2 ounces, but it's just because that's what I had.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we didn't fill them up or anything. But
No, they gave me a whole sleeve of the medicine cups.
that's awesome. But yeah, that first week, you're just trying to. I set a timer every 15 minutes to go off, and I would take a sip, and I alternated between water, flavored water, and protein shake. And I used the Premier because it was thinner. You really can't manage thicker liquids
Yeah.
at that point.
I had the protein powder that I used later. I think it was like week 2.
Like that collagen
And-
peptide
yeah,
thing.
and I would mix it with water.
Okay.
Like I did. I had I remember I loved the GNC Swiss chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I can't remember.
Stay well or something like that. Live well.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a blue bottle.
Yeah, I handed mine to her because I'm a quick grab and go girl.
But
I want to make
It tasted. It was very thin, and it was like it was mixed with water. It didn't have that thick, milky taste. You didn't have that. I'm sorry, phlegm.
No, you're right because
thing. Yeah,
see, I get the hiccups and burps, and you get the
foamies.
foamies and phlegm. The things we talk about. But anyway, that first 30 days. So we're still in week 1.
Week 1.
How were we supposed to move? That was the thing I tried to figure out. The first day of surgery, they got you up and they had you walk. But what's the biggest reason that they do that?
Oh my goodness, blood clots, gas.
Oh.
Actually, gas before
Gas was
blood
the-
clots.
yeah. Because gas will actually get trapped in your shoulders.
Because they have to. They
blow you up.
They blow your stomach up. They they
So
insert a tube and the gas pumps it up.
You ever seen the cartoons where the guy fills up and he just starts floating away? That's what I see.
Good thing I was 364 pounds. I didn't float away. So, but right here's where most of the pain was, and then in the sternum.
Yeah, it got me in my shoulders, and it was in my under my rib cage.
And that movement,
it helps.
It helps.
And even just now, you have to be careful from twisting side to side. But if you're walking and you're using your arms, it'll do it naturally, and it helps pump it out.
Yes.
You will belch, you will fart. And we're just
all
being
that good stuff will come out.
Yeah.
You know something we didn't even talk about earlier when we were discussing the first 30 days?
What?
We had to remind ourselves about our 30 days.
Yeah, because it's been 3 years.
The binder.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we were lucky, I think, because our surgical team actually provided a binder. It's
and they put it on
for you
during surgery.
Yes. So when you came out, you already had the binder on. You can a lot of times request that of your surgeon. And I'm going to tell you, the fact of somebody else putting it on, you didn't have to put it on later.
Yes.
That was
and you were laying flat,
yes.
so there were no creases, rolls, or nothing in it, and you didn't feel the pain of them tugging and pulling and putting it on tight.
Yes.
Now they do come in no sooner than you start getting feeling back. They come in and they want to take a look, so they have to remove it. And then they make you stand up and put it back on.
Yes, but you learn how to put it on, and usually you have someone with you that can help you with that process, and you usually only need help for a couple days, but I wore my binder for the first 6 months.
Oh, me too.
Every day. Now, here's another thing. The binder they give you is only it's a decent quality, it's a hospital, but it's not supposed to last. Yeah. One way to make it last is to wear a tankini underneath it, some kind of tank top, or so that you're not sweating in it. It will last longer.
But also it feels better on your stomach.
Yes, it does.
Your incisions is where I would wear just like a very light white t-shirt material, and it's best to wear the white because there's no dyes or anything in them, and put that underneath there. It helped a lot.
Yeah. And the other thing is the binder also kind of just kept you
it held everything together.
It didn't make okay. So when you first come out, I don't know about you, but I always had this horror of, oh my gosh, if I'm not wearing my binder, all my guts are going to spill out, right? But it actually gives you the sensation. I mean, it gives you the firmness that you need, because you may also get a cough pillow. I got a cough pillow. Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I still have it. Little
I
tiny
do
blue
too.
pillow.
I have mine. Mine's burgundy and tan. And
But it holds all those muscles tight. So, like
when you break your leg and they put a cast on.
Or
it
if
helps.
you've ever had a C-section, you know, that standing up and coughing and things like that, having that binder on and having that pillow helps.
The pressure helps everything when you have to cough or move, because everything hurts. Yes. Everything hurts for that first couple of days. And I'm sorry to tell you, yes, it's going to hurt, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
And oh my heavens, do you remember the first sneeze?
Oh, I thought I was going to explode.
It was the worst.
It was
thing.
horrible. Well, plus you still have gas, so I'm sneezing with farting coming out the back end, and I'm just like, I'm gonna die. My stomach's going to explode. My husband is like you right now. He was dying on the couch.
I'll be kicked off YouTube.
I know, that's all right. But the first week is probably the worst of it all. If you can get through that first week, you're gonna get so much better over the next couple. One other thing.
Spirometer.
Oh yeah, the blow. So I didn't know what a spirometer was, and I'm going to be very careful with the hand gesture I use. But you have to blow into it to try to lift the ball, so that you're actually getting enough.
Let me explain it.
Yes.
Spirometer, if you've ever had asthma, if you had any surgery, the spirometer is, you have to blow air into it, and you raise it to a certain level.
Raise the
That's
ball.
to, clear those lungs out.
It's supposed to help against pneumonia,
yes,
but also
keep the pneumonia.
Yeah. So yes,
Moving
please
on.
do that. I forgot about that. That's hilarious. Now, what's the one thing that during that first week you were like, do I really have to take my medicine, my vitamins, and my biotin and all this stuff?
I was so afraid that I was going to get sick from it.
Mm-hmm.
No. I do remember they kept taking my blood pressure, and it was so low. And I have not taken my blood pressure medication since the day before I had bariatric surgery.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's congratulations. And that's the other thing you're going to notice over a year. If you're on, like I was on 10 different medications, I'm on 2 now, and they are both, well, I'm sorry, 3. I have anxiety, depression, and thyroid. So there you go.
I just take my crazy pill, and that's it. That's it.
But chewable vitamins. I know ProCare, who we love, and one of the reasons we love their prices, and the taste. You can't beat it.
Mm-hmm. It's like dessert in a little tiny cute foil package with all kinds of cool colors.
It definitely is. And just going to put a plug in right here. If you want to get 15% off of your ProCare, put Bari-Bestiez without the hyphen when you check out from ProCare now, PROCARENOW.com, and you'll get 15% off. We're actually at the top tier now, which is great. I know, it's pretty awesome. So week 2, we've gone from clear liquids. Oh, what?
Biotin? Did you talk about biotin?
Oh, I did forget. Biotin, the hair.
And skin.
And that's the other thing that's going to happen. You are going to lose your hair no matter what. However, if
It
you're
grows
taking,
back.
it does grow back, but if you're taking biotin and collagen and all the good things, the peptides, the calcium, your hair is going to grow back faster and stronger.
Mm-hmm. You're still going to lose it, though.
You're still going to lose it. Every woman freaks out about it. My hair and Pam's hair, we used to have lots of hair. We hid behind our hair. But I refuse to.
That was my personality.
Yeah. Damn. But my hair has always been curly, but it's so much, it's so much more healthy now, because I still take biotin. I still take calcium and collagen every single day.
Yep, me too. It's the
so
good stuff.
week 2. Oh, I'm sorry. The big thing about week 1, hydration and protein, just getting what you can in. They give you goals. Their biggest thing, though, is making sure you stay hydrated, because hydration it can cause other issues if you're not staying hydrated. So getting protein in while you're hydrating is the key for week 1. What's week 2?
Week 2, this is where you go to a full liquid. So you can introduce protein in liquid form. That's where you bring in your protein shakes.
You want to make sure they're not too thick, though.
That's right.
It's still early.
You can move to certain broths, or you can do which I wasn't a fan of this, but some people say the cream soups where you can you strain them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't do
Yeah,
that.
you're not going to have a vegetable soup or
No,
your chili, but
no, but I did
Yeah.
like bone broth. I did chicken
Yeah.
broth. Bone broth is different. But the
It's
nice thing about it,
richer.
it's definitely
Yeah.
richer, but I felt like it hid the taste of protein a lot better
It did.
than chicken
It
soup,
did.
than the chicken broth.
I was never a fan of the unflavored protein
Me either.
in the beginning because
Mhm.
I had the wrong kind.
Brand.
It just was not good. The
Mhm.
one I had, I won't even name
No,
what
we're
it
not gonna
was.
name them.
Nope. But then about 6 to 8 months out, I found an unflavored one that was really good. So
Which one was that?
I still use it occasionally. It's the oh my goodness.
Is it the blue bottle?
The blue? Yeah.
Collagen peptides.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
It's really good. And it has 20 grams of
Yeah,
protein.
the
for-
vital
proteins.
proteins. Yeah,
That's what it
I
is.
like that.
And it does have collagen peptides in it. I think
Yes,
that's
I
what
add that
do.
to my coffee every morning and every night.
Does it mix well with cold as well as it does hot?
Uh, not as well.
Okay.
But what you can, I put it in coffee or tea, but I prefer it in coffee.
Okay.
If you mix it with a little warm water,
Mhm.
and then you can put it in with whatever
Okay.
cold drink, that works.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
do you use the little hand mixer to help all the chunks
Yes.
go away? Yeah, because you never want to get a chunk.
or I have this this bottle, this shaker bottle. It's
Oh, yeah.
got almost, it looks like a little net.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little handle on it. It's got a little, looks like a net on top,
Mhm.
and you just shake it.
Yeah, shaker bottles.
Yeah,
they have those.
vigorously. It works much better sometimes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're still really early after our surgery. You were still out of work. I know Pam and I we were both out for about 10 days each, 10 business days, just because I work from a desk and I also work from my home. So I was able to go back to work a little earlier. I was able to go back just after 2 weeks. When did you go back?
2 weeks. I'm a preschool director. I did the same job then I do now. But I had an amazing assistant director, Miss Ann, and she was so good to me. And she just, she did a lot of the footwork. She helped me out so much, and it made life much easier.
But I will tell you, they do suggest 4 to 6
Mhm.
weeks. And we are not remember, comparison is the thief of joy. If you go back to work too soon and your body's not ready, you can have bad things happen, and you just might have some side effects.
Now, if you're in like nursing or something
yeah,
like
no.
that, yeah.
You're
If you're
not-
in a
if you're
job that's
moving your
gonna make
body
you move
constantly,
so much,
yeah.
yeah.
So what are we doing in week 2? What's our goals?
Well, maintaining hydration. You gotta start maintaining that hydration.
Don't they start putting like a goal on your protein at this point?
Your protein is 60 to 80 grams daily.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a lot, but you can get it between. The
Yeah.
average, like the protein,
The shakes are
was
like
it
30 of.
25 to 30.
Mm-hmm.
I would shoot for 30.
Yeah,
30 each time.
Yeah, you're gonna try to hit 30 each time you
Yeah.
have. And again, break it up. I used to keep mine in the refrigerator because it was just easier to digest.
Yeah.
And my husband would bring me my little cup
Mhm.
every. I was.
Pour and sip.
He was my slave.
Pour and sip.
Still no straws, guys.
Yes.
We are of the mindset that straws can come in, but there's a time for them. This
Yes.
is not that time.
No, it's
And
not.
the reason is because the suction that you make when sipping on a straw can trap air in your stomach.
Yep.
And it can also pull on your stitches.
Yes, it can. And you don't know how much you're taking in.
Yes.
You cannot
You
control.
don't control the intake. You are
Yeah.
correct. What about, so we're going to maintain the vitamin routine. And
Begin journaling.
Yes. And why do we begin journaling so early?
So you can start forgetting what you're about to say.
No. So the journaling, you want to start
Patterns. You want to learn
how you feel.
yes, how you feel, emotions. You're not going to feel hunger.
No, you're not.
So
Right now, you're not going to want to
tracking
eat.
hunger or anything like that. You won't even have head hunger at that time. But you want to, I journaled how I was feeling that day. I kept track of my movement,
Mm-hmm.
kept track of my steps, what I was eating, drinking. It was to maintain, make sure I'm hitting that 60 to 80. Also, it's the intake for liquids was Up to
I think it was 48 ounce.
48 to 64 ounces.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Well, that
48.
was in the first 30
Yeah.
days, so you're slowly.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, your liquid protein counted towards your hydration because it
That's
still
right.
had water in the base.
Yes. You can also do the pudding and the Greek
Yes.
yogurt, but you thin it out. Do you remember
yes,
adding water to it?
Yogurt and pudding had to be really thinned out because you
Yeah.
can't have anything thick yet.
Some people added skim milk or the unsweetened almond milk to it, but I
did
the
not
whole
even
milk
touch
thing-
that stuff until
No.
I was six months out. But anyway, journaling. The other thing I like to journal in the beginning is how I'm feeling. Like, why did I do this? Because you're still in that, not regret stage, but you're just, oh my gosh, what did I do to myself?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to say, what are my reasons for doing this? And I wanted to remind myself constantly, why am I doing this? What are the things I want to put on my Bari bucket list? And that's when I started the Bari bucket list, was in that beginning.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I weighed myself every day.
I did too, because every day it changed.
It did.
Yeah.
And
And remember,
do
you're
not
still
get
swollen.
discouraged if you have a day where you don't gain. I mean, you
You
don't
don't
lose,
lose.
or you even have a gain. That's water weight,
Swelling from
yeah.
the surgery.
Oh, let's talk about that too. Just because you're on a liquid diet does not mean you cannot get constipated.
Yes. You might find constipation is the devil in this first 6 months. I used Miralax. You used Benefiber. It was almost a daily in the beginning
Yes.
because it's your diet or your nutrition has changed so
Yes.
much.
Your body's in shock.
Yeah.
A little bit in shock.
It truly is.
Benefiber, I could put it, no matter what I put it in, it dissolved.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it.
Miralax, I didn't have a problem.
It was the same way.
Yeah, because I used it I never drank coffee. I never
Yeah.
drank hot tea. I didn't drink hot tea until I was almost 2 years out.
Okay.
So I literally, my last soda was the week before surgery, and that was the last one I had. And it's the last caffeine I had, except for some
Coke
green tea.
Zero.
I did Pepsi and Mountain Dew right up to it. So on to week 3.
This is the pureed and soft foods, smooth foods.
Yes. And we're supposed to eat very slowly and chew thoroughly. What does that mean? Like,
You want to chew each bite 20 to 30 times.
until the taste no longer exists.
Yes. I remember sitting at the table.
Yes.
That's another thing they told me to when you eat, set your table, set your plate, have your silverware, actually sit at the table.
They said don't sit in front of the TV.
Yes.
You know.
And you chew and you chew and you chew. It got to the point it was
Your
just
jaw
like,
starts to hurt.
and I can remember going 1, 2.
Yeah, I actually counted too. And you will in the beginning, and it gives you an idea, but the more you chew, the more time it gives it to digest, but also to break it down so that you can accept it into your new
It's
stomach.
almost like, it's like baby food.
Well, you think about it, when you
you're
first come out of
pureed.
surgery, your stomach is this big, is what my doctor told me.
Yep, it's itty bitty tiny.
Itty bitty
thing.
tiny.
Yep. So how about, since we're talking about those pureed soft foods, what was one of the recipes you remember? What was the first?
The ricotta bake.
Was that the first
Yes.
meal you had?
Yes. Now, I had mashed potatoes. I remember having mashed potatoes and my husband put protein powder in them. What did you have?
It's bad.
Oh, I gotta tell
My
you.
husband, I can even say, I had pureed tuna fish.
Ew, oh my God. Randy, what the hell? Oh my God, no. That's hilarious. No.
It was
Sorry.
so bad.
Sorry, no.
It was so bad.
Pureed
'Cause it was
fish,
on one
I
of the
draw the
lists I
line.
had. So then the ricotta bake was the next thing I
Yes,
had.
and that became a staple for me.
Yeah, and I remember I bought this off of Amazon. There was this protein. It was bariatric friendly. It was protein tomato soup. And
Oh,
it was
yeah, I remember that
powdered in
too,
a
yeah.
packet.
Yeah.
And you mixed it with the hot water.
Yeah, I remember
and it
that.
did not mix. You stirred and you stirred and you stirred and you mixed. And,
But it's funny
and
because
it still floated to the top.
everybody orders that because they're
Yes.
like, oh, it's a protein
It
pack
was
that I can have. It's
gross.
nasty.
It's
Stay away.
so bad.
Stay away.
So bad.
But what was that other thing? It was the
So we had ricotta bake. That was the big thing everyone loved.
oh my gosh, I have forgotten. I did eat tuna fish, but I had it I had it with mayonnaise, but light. It was avocado mayo.
I did the plain Greek yogurt,
Okay,
and then I used
and just salt and pepper for me.
a little bit of pickle juice.
Yeah, and all I did was
Yeah.
just take tiniest little bites because you
Mhm.
don't want to have a lot in your
Yeah.
mouth and having to digest.
You
a
know
lot.
the have you ever been to like a wedding or something where they have the little tiny dessert spoons?
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I used.
makes sense.
And then I ordered from
Dollar Store has
Amazon
them.
this it's a cute little package,
Oh, yeah.
little zipper pouch, and it comes with 2 sets. It has
like
a
a baby
fork, a
spoon.
knife, and spoon, and they're itty bitty tiny ones, and
It
I
makes
still
it
have
easier.
them. I still use them.
It actually makes it easier because if you're out to dinner, it helps you portion control a little
Yes.
more. Also, I always, no matter where I go, I try to get the dessert plate. I just ask for a
Mhm.
dessert plate,
Yes.
and that's my meal.
I still do not eat off of a full size
No.
plate. I
Mm-mm.
use a saucer, just
Yeah.
Because if you get the bigger plate, you're going to
Fill it,
You're going to fill it up.
and when you fill it,
Yeah.
you feel like you have to eat it.
Yes. And how much are you eating during this time?
Very little still, very
Do you
little.
remember about 2 tablespoons, maybe?
I thought it was 2 ounces at this point, but I could be wrong. Maybe it started with 2 tablespoons, and by the end of
That's
the week,
about all I could do was
Yeah.
2 tablespoons.
I just
Yeah.
remember it being that small little. Maybe it was the 2-ounce cup, and I only had an ounce.
That's
in
probably what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those little containers. You get them on Amazon.
it. Mhm.
They look like the condiment ones.
Yeah,
that
when you get the ketchup.
and mustard. But
Mhm.
these you can get the larger ones,
Yeah.
just a little bit larger, and they were perfect, especially when I went back
And they
to work.
lasted forever.
Yeah, I would just have a stack of those
I know.
with all kinds of different things.
I'd
in it.
have my veggies, my eggs,
Yeah.
my everything in it, and your veggies have to be soft at this
Yes.
point.
You do not have raw veggies until much later.
Yeah. You also
On
have
your journey.
low carb veggies, and you're not
Yes.
eating the broccoli at this point. You're not
Yes.
eating.
You want to keep
it's
away
not-
from those.
Yeah, because that's real fibrous, and
Um,
you're going to get more gas.
Protein first,
Always,
veggies.
and that's still the case now. You should,
soft veggies.
yeah. But no matter what stage you're in,
That's the
protein
rest of
should
your
always,
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
protein should always come first.
That's the most important part.
So in
yeah.
week 4, we get into soft solids. That's
yes,
when
we do.
that's when we tried like turkey and chicken, very tiny bits of it.
Yes, tender, well
Moist.
foods. I cannot say that word.
I can say it. It's
Yes.
moist. You don't want it to be dry
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
it's just difficult.
Not undercooked chicken.
Right,
Just
not undercooked. You don't want it red and end up with salmonella.
Yes.
But you want to also
Um,
start some regular meal
Regular
patterns.
meal patterns.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
You
what do
wanna-
they recommend?
3 meals and 1 to 2 snacks per day.
I ate every 3 hours. I had a
Yeah.
clock that went off, and I had my breakfast. Then 3 hours later, I had my snack.
Yep.
And 3 hours later, I had my lunch. 3 hours later, I had my snack, and then dinner. So it really helped.
I remember I did 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, I would do like a protein shake
Mm-hmm.
or a Greek yogurt, which was, like I said, about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces.
Yeah, that actually became a staple for me.
Yeah.
Was Greek
You
yogurt.
still do that.
Mm-hmm. I still do. What about building healthy habits at this point? What kind
Oh,
of healthy
wow.
habits?
Well, you want to. This is where you stay mindful of those hunger cues, because you're not going to feel them, but like I would get a headache. Like
Yes.
that was one of my hunger cues. Is
I also
you don't
got-
feel the hunger in your stomach.
Like indigestion.
Yeah, it was like a weird, almost like it wasn't reflux.
No, but it was something like
It's
that.
just
It
a
felt-
weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I remember I would get a headache, and I would get very weak and just kind of. I remember getting like chills, almost like I was getting
like you were
sick.
getting sick.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it
It's
was your
like
body.
a miniature flu.
Yeah, that's your body
Yeah.
truly saying, "I'm hungry.
Yeah.
We need something."
Yeah.
We also ate a lot of eggs during this point. I think.
Oh, I still eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah, that's nice.
What are those nutritional goals at week 4?
Is making sure you're getting your protein and your hydration, and trying to get real protein in, not just protein shakes.
And you're still 60 to 80.
60
Grams.
to 80 grams and 48 to
Yep.
64 ounces
Yes.
of water, and trying to get that in. You're thinking week 4 and I'm already eating real food. Yes, but just know you're going to do it slowly, and every week after that you'll do a little bit more. You'll be able to eat a little bit different items, but There's so many different, if you go to Pinterest, if you go onto a lot of these websites, you will see all kinds of recipes.
What do you do right now? I still shoot for 90 grams a day.
90 to 100
So
grams.
we were only at 80,
Mhm.
60 to 80 when we started, and I'm 3.5 years out.
Mhm.
She's 3 years almost, right?
Almost. I'll be August 30th.
And we're still doing 90 to 100.
I mean, it just depends. Now, if
Yeah.
you are working out more, like building muscle,
Yeah.
not just cardio, but building muscle,
You're going to
you're
require
gonna
more.
you're gonna require more. So make sure that you talk to your doctors about adjusting that as you're working out, because you don't want to have so little that you start to get sick and anemic and all these other things.
How about cheese? My favorite food.
That is when I started my cheese affair.
Did you do the low fat cheese?
I did skim
Yeah.
cheese.
Okay.
Not everybody does though.
Yeah. I did a lot of cream cheese
Oh,
and
okay.
goat cheese. And I know goat cheese is a little rich, but whatever I eat, like
Yeah.
a teaspoon.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not eating it. So when you hear somebody say cheese, at that point you're not eating a whole stick yet. You're
No.
usually just popping a couple pieces off at a time.
I did a lot of the soft cheeses, like the what are the baby bells?
Baby bells
Is
and
that what they're
stuff.
called? Yeah,
Mhm.
the little tiny ones.
And
The skim
Yes.
milk cheese. Yeah. You went to soft fruits like bananas. I did the sugar-free applesauce.
I did
I like
sugar-free
that.
applesauce. I didn't do bananas until I was a year and a half out, because they have such a higher
Okay.
concentration of sugar. And that was a me thing.
Yeah, nothing worse than a pureed banana too.
It is not. It's like baby food.
Ugh.
And that was the other thing. Our doctor said, or our nutritionist said, you can have baby food and put a little protein in it. I went, no. And I'll be honest, my husband took me to get it. I was like, no. So he's like, I'm going to make it for you. We'll see how it goes.
Well, when I was a itty bitty tiny baby thing, I loved this dessert called, it was by Gerber. It's called Blueberry Buckle.
Oh,
I
okay.
wish my mama could hear this story. Oh my goodness. Blueberry Buckle. I don't even know what was in it other than blueberries. And it was just this bright blue, and it was so yummy. Tastes like a blueberry pie.
Mhm.
And I'm the oldest of 3 girls, so I was like 7 when my baby sister was born. So I remember sneaking to eat her Blueberry Buckle. So
Sorry,
Right.
Becky.
it was Jen.
Jen at that
Jennifer.
time.
So
Sorry.
when that was one of the things I did was I knew I could have the baby food, and I was like, "Ooh, let's find Blueberry Buckle. I want that so bad," and couldn't find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it.
And?
It was so good.
Oh, wow. I didn't
was
even
so
know
good.
about that.
Yes.
But, you do what works for you. Every person's a little different. Your tastes are going to be different. So one thing we always tell people when they're getting ready for the surgery, you a lot of times want to stock up on things.
Mm-hmm.
You really shouldn't. And I know it's
Your
easier.
taste buds are going to change.
Your taste buds are going to change immediately. It is an immediate thing. I went from really enjoying the rich, sweet shakes of, some of those like really fancy shakes,
Mhm.
protein shakes. I couldn't stomach them,
Mm-mm.
and I had to throw them away.
I, till this day, 3.5 years out, cannot stand anything vanilla.
Yeah, I'm with you on
Ugh.
that. I can't stand a vanilla either.
No.
But so one thing that through all this time that really the first week, second, third, and into the fourth is walking.
Yes.
Because that
movement.
gas is going to be painful if you don't, but it also starts the habit of walking.
Yes, and it works the soreness
Mhm.
from your incisions.
It helps it.
Yeah, the more you move, the better you're going to feel. You're still concerned with blood clots.
Yeah.
Being a stroke survivor, I worry about them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wore
Definitely
compression
very
socks
important.
that first
Yeah.
month.
I
I went-
hated those things. I wore them, but I did not like them.
I still have them because I wear them when I work out sometimes just to help my legs feel good.
I bet they're a lot easier to get on nowadays.
Oh yeah, they're loose. They're loose. They're not really compression anymore. But that first 30 days, our goals are hydrate 48 to 64 ounces a day, protein,
60 to 80,
multivitamins,
calcium citrate,
and that's important to get the citrate.
yes.
Can you tell them why we need citrate versus the others?
No, I cannot.
Okay, neither can I.
I haven't been paying attention.
No, I remember there was a reason, but I just don't remember the why. But it's very important. It's absorption. It's the absorption. It's the absorption. And B12. I had B12. Now you had a chewable B12,
I had the ones that melt.
Dissolvable,
Yeah,
okay.
dissolvable.
I
still
had
take
the
those.
nasal spray because I couldn't.
And I didn't know that existed
Yeah.
till today.
Nasacor, yeah. I use that all the time, and
Yeah.
I still have one left because I was told I'm B12
And
deficient.
you took something that I didn't need.
Iron. I was iron deficient. I was not iron deficient before surgery, but I found out like 30 days after because I was very lethargic. I had zero energy. Now, some of that is expected, but when you're getting into week 4 and you still feel drained, call your doctor. There might be a reason, and they did blood work and
Yes.
they found out that I was iron deficient.
Now I'm on iron.
And it changes.
No.
You're going to have it sometimes, and then they're going to say, okay, take a break, and then you might have to go back.
I don't handle iron very well. Like, I can't just take the pills. It really bothers my stomach, so I do take a liquid. I mix it
Oh,
in.
okay.
Yeah. I
That's a
just
good
recently
idea.
found it.
So this also, the 30-day goals is about mindset and journaling. That mindset and journaling is huge because this is going to take you into years later. Starting
Rest
your
of your
habits. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And
the rest of your life.
movement, still. Movement it's never going to stop being a priority. You have to keep moving. You
Absolutely.
have to keep moving.
Because even though you're trying to do it to get rid of the gas,
Mhm.
you need to build the habit so that you start exercising, whether it's just walking. Walking is not a just. Walking is a good exercise.
And week 4, the gas is not from surgery. It's from your body adjusting
To the protein.
to the new foods.
Yeah. And those of you that know what a protein fart is, I'm sorry. I'm just, poor Pam.
I can't take her out in public.
We will talk about that one day. But the other thing we want to talk about is support. So, of course, we have a support group called Bari-Bestiez on Facebook that gets daily actually,
Yes.
interaction with Pam and I. Sorry, my dog just popped in and she decided to move the camera. Silly dog.
Sit, Zena.
Sit. Anyway, sorry. So anyway, we have a support group. We try to meet every month, at least once. We do now this podcast. We also have daily themes that we go over.
Yes.
Monday's Motivational Monday.
Tasty Tuesday and Treat Tuesday.
Tasty Tuesday and
Transformation Tuesday.
which is about talking about your journey and how you've transformed.
Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday, and then Thirsty Thursday and Thankful Thursday, because on this journey we're not great about reminding ourselves why we're thankful to be on it.
Yes.
You know,
And then Fridays.
it's fun
is
day.
fun day.
There's always something fun to be on Friday, and then Saturday and
Saturday
Sunday.
is well.
We kind of combine the
Yeah,
Saturday and Sunday.
We do
Self-care.
self-care, and we do a lot of movement on Saturdays.
We do. That's when we get our
movement
walking.
day.
Um, So anyway, on Saturday and Sunday we get a lot of movement. That's when we get most of ours. We do
Our berry hikes.
our berry hikes. We've got to get those going again.
Yes,
I
we
was just
do.
talking to one of our Bari-Besties today, who hike with us. She's drinking your coffee, by the way, and she's like, yeah, we need to get those hikes going again, and I'm excited about that. And then also we have there's always something going on in our group. I mean, we have the chats on the side.
We have the books.
We have the book
Which, by
club.
the way, guys, it's not going very well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have had prom and
Yeah, there's
spring
a lot.
break and all of that. And I was trying to pull my book out, but I think it's on my other table. But we're getting ready to start up the Kristen Lloyd's Bariatric Mindset. And
That one is going to be worth signing on for, please.
yes, please join us on that.
Please.
She actually came and spoke. I think it was in March when she spoke. I need to follow up with our next guest speaker, which is from findyourbariatrictherapist.com. She created it and has done an amazing job at getting people connected with therapists. We also have been talking with Pop Recovery. So if you are in need of doctors, health professionals, mental health professionals, surgeons, plastic surgeons, anything like that, we can hook you up with Pop Recovery, and they can help you get access to these people. They actually educate you on it, and I think it's a really
It's a great program.
it's a great program.
Yes. They're in it for the patients.
They are.
That's what I love.
Yeah, and they are amazing. I didn't know what to expect when I met them, and Laura, God bless her, that woman has been through it all, and she has come out shining.
Still
and she's
standing tall and supporting other bariatric patients.
Exactly. So, we're just happy to be part of this wonderful community, and we hope you'll continue to join us.
Oh, before we close?
Yeah.
We left a very important part off.
Oh.
The emotional side of it.
Oh my gosh.
The
Yes.
hormones.
Those first 30 days.
You will have, what do we call it? What kind of grief is it?
Food grief. You're going to actually, some people, what do they call it? Like a funeral? They do like a funeral for their food, their favorite
It's like
food.
your last meal.
I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, in a year, you're going to be able to have little bits of it. But,
Yeah. You will feel overwhelmed many, many times. Not just the first 30 days, but I'm 3.5 years out.
Oh, yeah.
And I had an overwhelming day myself.
Yeah. She forgot her water bottle at home and then drank coffee all day.
All day long, had coffee.
I mean, it has water in it, but it's not.
But I put cream, 0 sugar cream
okay.
in my coffee, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't count towards your water.
It's not good for my kidneys.
No.
At all.
And
it's not good for my stomach.
You'll
It's not
probably
good for
be swollen
anything. Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm going to hold, and my body will hold on to.
So don't get on the scale because you're going to get mad.
I know.
You don't want to do that.
I'm going to throw it out. Throw it out.
But you don't really have hunger going on at this time either.
Yeah,
so scheduling your meals is going to keep you on track of hitting your protein goals. When you don't hit your protein goals is when your hair loss exceeds. It gets to be more. You start to have issues with bowel movements. You
will stall.
You will stall big time. In the first 30 days.
Your body's going to hold on to that. It thinks you're starving, so it's going to hold on to whatever you do have, which even if you didn't have bariatric surgery,
it does.
When you skip meals, that's what your body does.
Yeah.
I remember just there were times like I'm not hungry. I never felt hungry. So you have to look at food as like you do medication.
Well, it's a job.
Yeah,
that's what they told me. It's
a
job. You're coming in, you're doing your task, and then you move on. Yeah.
Checklist.
Check it off. And I'll be honest, that's kind of what I did. I had a little checklist.
Yep.
Bari-tastic, the app.
Yes, the app.
If you guys are looking for an app in the beginning, some people will move to other apps afterwards just because there's different things that they need. But in the beginning, Bari-tastic, Baritastic, Bari-tastic.
And what I sent you yesterday.
She actually got back on it. She hadn't been tracking.
Yeah.
Neither of us had been tracking.
I said, is this an NSV? I started using my Bari-tastic.
And I can tell you, in the first 30 days, we had to send our reports in, didn't we?
Yes.
We had to, our surgeon's office, the dietitian, we had to send in every 30 days our logs.
We had to do it before we had surgery.
Same here.
Yeah.
But it's a great tool. It has an opportunity to download it. It can chart it, and it can be used forever.
Lucia gave us homework.
Lucia was awesome, but yes, she gave us homework. But thanks for tuning in to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam,
of Bari-Bestiez.
We loved having you here with us today.
Don't forget to connect with us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts are available.
So stay strong.
Stay inspired.
Remember, your journey is yours to reclaim.
Catch you next time, besties.
Join us each Tuesday for a new episode.